Oh, snap. E-King's Fight News in the building. Man, shout out to the whole team, man. Let's talk about this Mayweather-Pacquiao situation. Mayweather-Pacquiao in Saudi Arabia. Mayweather-Pacquiao. What? Mayweather-Pacquiao in Saudi Arabia, bro. These guys just forgot about Las Vegas. They just forgot about Las Vegas now, didn't they? Now, this is some funny shit. Because until this point, there has never been a major fight out in the Middle East. It hasn't happened. The biggest fight that's happened out there right now, up until now, it's probably that World Boxing Super Series. That World Boxing Super Series with George Groves. Right? They did the George Groves fight against Callum Smith for the unified super middleweight that tournament. Right? It ended up being pretty much the best super middleweight out there, barring David Benavidez, who's the WBC champion. Now, let's talk about this fight right here, because it's still speculation. It's still rumors regarding Floyd Mayweather in terms of his inspiration to come back. Will he come back? Is he not coming back? Shout out to the brother Blue Blood Sports TV. I seen him posting some training videos. I see Blue Blood Sports TV training. Posting the Floyd Mayweather training videos. So is he really on the road to coming back? Is Floyd Mayweather on the road to coming back? I don't buy it right now. Right now, I don't buy it. But I do buy the fact that they're testing the waters to see if Mayweather-Pacquiao would consider doing a rematch, and they've done this whole social media blitz. I believe Floyd needs a tune-up fight. If he wants to come back in and fight Manny Pacquiao, I don't know. I don't know if he can really hold on to that. Is it for real? So this is speculation at this point, but I think it's the direction they're heading into. You know, whether it may or may not be in Saudi Arabia, I don't know. I really don't. This is the rumor going around the street. This is the rumor going around the street. And do I think it'll happen? Man, it's hard to say. It's hard to say because you never know what you're gonna get with Floyd Mayweather. He just fought in Japan. He fought in Risen, so he seems wide open. And remember, that money's tax-free money. You know, and that's really helping Manny Pacquiao more than anybody else, because he needs that tax-free money. He fights in the U.S., man. I know every time he fights in the U.S., he's got to be thinking, God damn it, I'm losing what, 30% to the IRS of my purse? Shit. And that is what it is. I mean, could we see this fight happen? I mean, what the fuck is Floyd Mayweather really training on coming back, or is he trying to fight? You know, because in the background, I heard he was trying to fight Khabib. Magomed, whatever his name is, Magomed. You know, Khabib tapped out Conor McGregor. And he was looking for a fight with Floyd Mayweather. Shout out to Rob103 saying tax-free money would be huge for both of these fighters. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it would be huge for both of these fighters. No doubt about it. I mean, Manny Pacquiao, obviously he's doing well. Obviously he just caught a big bag for the Keith Thurman fight. What were the pay-per-view numbers on that fight, man? I off the top, I don't even recall. I think it was 700. Yeah, there's definitely interest. You know, especially with all this talk. I don't know who said it, but there was some talk of Manny Pacquiao being, you know, greatest of all time. All this extra shit, and you know, Manny Pacquiao, he picked the weakest of the welterweight champions, and he beat his ass. You still gotta give him credit for beating up on Keith Thurman, but Keith Thurman was viewed as the weakest of the welterweight champions. No, make no mistake about it. The weakest of the welterweight champions was Keith Thurman. That's who Manny Pacquiao wanted to fight. Maypac, 200 million. The thing about Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather is, at some point they're gonna find out their drawing power will diminish. So I guess they might try and cash out while they still can. They might try and cash out while they still can. You know? X-Ray Vision says, I wouldn't put it past them both. You wouldn't put them past them both to try and make that fight? How the fuck is this shit work, man? Oh, there you go. Yeah, man, both of them really right now are hunting for paydays. That's really what they're doing right now. Both of them are hunting for paydays. Manny Pacquiao looking for the bag, you know, and right. I don't know if you give him credit for getting away from Top Rank finally, but he finally got away from Top Rank. He got some wins under his belt that, you know, a lot of people thought Adrian Broner was going to pull up an upset. A lot of people thought Keith Thurman was going to pull up an upset. Manny Pacquiao cut right through him. Give him credit. Beat up on AB. Beat up on Keith Thurman. He's drawn himself enough attention to go in a super fight against either a Floyd Mayweather, against either an Earl Spence, or against maybe the likes of, basically winner of Sean Porter, Earl Spence. Who else can Manny Pacquiao fight? Floyd, there's that winner. Terrence Crawford is really out of the picture. It's unfortunate. I want to see that fight, but he's out of the picture in terms of a Manny Pacquiao opponent. We all know he didn't want no. We all know he never really wanted that fight. AB versus Keith Thurman. That's a good fight. That is a good fight. I think Keith would get him just with volume. And I think he can really do to Adrian Broner what there's a pretty easy blueprint on how to beat an Adrian Broner. If you're fighting from the outside, you can beat him. And if you're fighting from the inside, you can also beat him. And Mikey Garcia showed you how to beat Adrian Broner from the outside. Shout out to Punchlines and Pugilism. What's good, bro? That's right. But you know what, though? If Floyd Mayweather really wants to take this fight, I do think he needs a tune-up. I think he needs to, square off against somebody like somebody that's out there. That would be a good fight in the welterweight division. for Floyd Mayweather, who could it be? Who could it be? Maybe a Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia would be a good one. Shout out to American Patriot. Well, you're Dennis Ugas? No. No. If I'm Floyd Mayweather, I do not fight your Dennis Ugas. No way. No way. That's not a good fight. I'd fight Danny Garcia all day. Fight a Danny Garcia. That's the guy you want to fight. That would be the guy you want to fight. Is it Floyd Mayweather, Danny Garcia? That's a good tune-up fight for a Manny Pacquiao fight. That's a very good tune-up fight for a Manny Pacquiao fight. Or a Mikey Garcia. Danny or Mikey Garcia. Plug them in. Oh man. Now I'm getting called. Now I'm getting called out here. But you know what? Does it happen in Saudi? In my opinion, I don't think it happens in Saudi Arabia. I don't think it happens because Al Heyman's never done a show there. And for him to just throw on one of the biggest fights, you know, one of the biggest fights financially, just throw it out there on a stage where it's never happened before. I don't see Al Heyman making the move like that. I just don't see him making a move like that, you know. And even with Eddie Hearn trying to do it, they're talking about having to build a stadium and all this extra shit, when really, you know, that means the infrastructure's not there to pull off a mega fight. That means the infrastructure isn't there. And it needs to be there. You know, in Las Vegas, they already got everything lined up. They can already set it up, you know, and they could pull in $100 million just on tourism. Shout out to Jay Souza. I think the MGM in Vegas will put up the most of the money for this fight. What else did he say? I think MGM in Las Vegas will put up most of the money. Also, pay-per-view revenue would be maximized at 11. Would not be maximized. Yeah. The thing is that Saudi makes no sense. Ain't nobody tuning into a pay-per-view at 11 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 p.m., whenever the fuck, you know. No, that shit doesn't work out. It's gotta be that 11 p.m. time, which means the only way to do it would be to do it in the middle of the day. In the middle of the day or in the middle of the night. I don't know that Saudi Arabia time zone. I really don't know. But that would be the only time to do it. That would just be the only time. Right? Damn, I gotta mess with the settings. AT&T Stadium, Dallas, Texas. You know, Floyd never fought in Dallas. You know, that venue would only really make sense for a Manny Pacquiao Earl Spence fight. Because Manny Pacquiao fought in Dallas. Right? He was really the first guy to fight in that stadium against Antonio Margarito. That was a hell of a fight. And you know, Earl Spence, he got to get past Sean Porter. He got to get past Sean Porter first. You know, he's a big favorite, but that's a very tough fight. That's a tough fight. Very, very difficult fight. In fact, if Sean Porter wins that fight, I guarantee you, Manny Pacquiao don't want no parts of Sean Porter. Floyd Mayweather don't want no parts of Sean Porter if he beats Earl Spence. And that's a big if. That is a big if. Man, you know what? This chat's fucking with me. You want to know why? Because the settings I have right now, the chat only pops up if you guys keep commenting. Otherwise, I can't see the chat. And it only pops up for a few seconds. So that just is what it is. I got to play with the settings right now. It's the first time I've been on live in a very long time. He fought Claudio first. Oh yeah, shout out to Jay Souza. He did fight Claudio there first. Joshua versus Ruiz would be the most viewed fight of our generation. I don't know about that one. Would that be the most viewed? Joshua versus Ruiz would be a very big fight, but the problem is they're gonna put it on DAZN. They're putting that fight on DAZN. And let's talk about this guy right here. Let's talk about this big head right here, Tyson Fury. Now, when it comes to Joshua Ruiz, that fight should not be on DAZN because it just doesn't have the viewership, and it's just going to bring in the illegal streaming market. And AJ, you know, the real biggest fight, yeah, it won't if it's on DAZN. If they can bring it to Fox or Showtime, then it would be huge. Mainly Fox. That fight would be huge on Fox. But I know AJ, I don't know if he can fight on. I don't know what the fuck the deal is with AJ. Because we know Andy Ruiz can fight on Fox, right? Or Showtime. But on DAZN, and you notice how DAZN never put up the numbers for that fight, that first fight. DAZN never put up the numbers. Why? Because it didn't do good numbers. The numbers were, mediocre probably. And the only saving grace is that Andy Ruiz pulled off the upset. So now there's a whole lot who's going to get it, and most likely more people will tune into it, but it's not going to be, it's going to be big in terms of replay value, because a lot of people are going to want to see that fight because they missed it on DAZN. So it's going to have a good replay value for sure. The AJ Ruiz fight. And it's a big fight. Right now, that would be the biggest fight of the year. Tell you what would be good, Floyd versus either Spencer Porter. That would be great. That would be great for the sport. But I already know Floyd doesn't want... That's not what Floyd's here to do. Floyd ain't here to fight the best fighters out there. That time for Floyd Mayweather is long gone. Don't even expect any of those fights out of Floyd Mayweather. Man, the thing, yo, you can talk about the whole quote-unquote new Mexican heritage, but those fans should have already been buying DAZN for Canelo. They should have already been buying DAZN for Canelo, right? So they didn't show up for the first fight. They'll show up for the second fight. But what did Canelo Danny Jacobs do? 400,000, 500,000 on DAZN? I mean, those aren't great numbers. Maybe those are great numbers for DAZN, but those aren't numbers in terms of viewership. Errol Spence versus Mike Garcia did 400K on pay-per-view. Do I think Floyd can beat Spencer Porter? Do I think Floyd Mayweather can beat Errol Spence, Sean Porter? I think Floyd Mayweather can beat a Sean Porter. And I don't know. But the thing is, I don't know if he can do it right now. Because I don't know where Floyd is at right now in terms of his skill set in boxing. Because at some point, You know, it's like a great fucking, it's like any great fighter, man. You know, the more time you are away from the sport, you know, it's like a knife. You can have the sharpest knife in the toolbox, but if you leave it on the shelf, it's supposed to be sharp. But the thing is, there's too much ring rust, man. Floyd got to shake off that ring rust. It's like what happened with Keith Thurman. He had all that time off, and look who showed up against Josecito Lopez. You know, that wasn't Keith Thurman at 100% because he had to shake off the rust. So I would need to see Floyd in a tune-up to really understand if Floyd Mayweather could beat Errol Spence or if he could beat a Sean Porter. You know, because right now, ability-wise, he's got all the ability in the world. He's the master in the ring. In terms of ring IQ, you know, in terms of ring intelligence, ain't nobody can beat Floyd. But at some point, you get a motherfucker that is putting everything you know, and he's throwing it out the window because he's right there in front of you, putting a beat down on you. That's what Errol Spence basically did to Floyd in sparring. So I think I would pick Errol Spence over Floyd. I think I would, based on their history in sparring. I think I would. And he probably has a big size advantage over Floyd Mayweather. So I think I would pick Errol Spence over Floyd, but I wouldn't pick Sean Porter. I wouldn't pick Sean Porter over Floyd Mayweather. And maybe that's me underestimating Sean Porter. Like I said, I would want to have Floyd Mayweather in a tune-up fight if he were to take on the challenge. I would need to see where Floyd is at. I would just need to see where Floyd is at. Sparring ain't fighting, but we all know what happened. We all know what happened when Floyd got in there with Errol Spence. Y'all know the story, don't you? Floyd Mayweather thought he was the shit, and Errol Spence was he just beat up Adrian Bronner. He had beaten up Adrian Bronner in sparring, and Floyd wanted some smoke. And he wanted to catch Errol Spence off guard, you know, in front of everybody. He basically said, Errol Spence, you know, if he wants to get this work in. And Errol Spence put a beating on Errol Spence gave Floyd a black eye. You know, he made Floyd took an L. And Errol, he didn't even really want to spar Floyd, but he stepped up and said, okay, let's do it. And then Floyd kicked him out of the gym. Floyd kicked him out of the gym. Y'all remember that shit? Floyd kicked Errol Spence out of the gym because he beat up on him and gave him a black eye. And then he had to make amends because he felt bad about the situation. And all this extra shit. And then Floyd Mayweather was best buddies with Keith Thurman. Sorry, was best buddies with, you know, he turned Errol Spence into his little protege. And then when Keith Thurman was looking for all the smoke, Floyd Mayweather said, hey, you know, why don't you fight Errol Spence? And then Keith Thurman didn't want to fight no Errol Spence. Right? And to this day, Keith Thurman don't want to fight Errol Spence. You can say people put too much weight on that sparring session. I get it. But it's Floyd Mayweather. Like, yo, if you guys think, can Floyd Mayweather, can he just jump right back into the ring? Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh, yo, guy, I gotta cut this off. I gotta cut this off in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. If y'all have questions, put in the comments right now, because I gotta bounce in 5 minutes. Unless y'all got a super chat out here, and I'll stick around. But you know what? I'll put it this way: if you guys think Floyd Mayweather hop right back in the ring and fight a number one, number two guy. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. Is Floyd the kind of guy to do that? First of all, the kind of guy to do that. And the answer is no. Right? The answer is no. Floyd is the kind of guy to take either the number one guy from 140 and fight him. And that would be his tune-up. And then he get in with one of the top guys at 147. But I think the perfect fight for Floyd to come back is a Danny Garcia fight. Then I think that would tune him up for either Sean Porter or anybody else. But I really don't see Floyd Mayweather hopping right back in the ring and fighting an Earl Spencer or Sean Porter. And to be honest, if Earl Spence wins that fight, he's got to do good numbers, or else he's not even on Floyd's radar. To be perfectly honest, that fight needs to do great numbers, or else he's not even on Floyd's radar. Right? If you're Manny Pacquiao, he's already done good numbers, and he's beaten the top welterweight. That's why we're going back to this rematch as a hot ticket potential rematch that could do huge numbers, and that could be, I wouldn't say it's great for the sport, because it really stalls the sport out. It's stalling the sport, right? Like, it's not good for boxing. It's not good for boxing, but what it's good for these fighters. It's good for Manny Pacquiao. It's good for Floyd Mayweather. But the problem is no one's passing the torch to these guys. I mean, Danny Garcia may hurt Floyd, but he almost needs that shit. Floyd needs to get back in the ring and needs someone to just, wake him up, but not someone that's going to take him out. A guy like Earl Spence might be able to take him out. All right, Danny Garcia, he's there to be hit. He's there to be countered. And that's why I think Danny Garcia and Floyd wanted to fight Danny Garcia. If you pay attention, when Canelo Alvarez was trying to fight, when he was trying to fight Triple G, Floyd Mayweather felt like he could even take his spot and fight Danny Garcia. He's already talked about a Danny Garcia fight. So, it's not out of the question. It's still not out of the question. But you know what? Shout out to everybody who showed up, man. Much appreciation. I did this pretty much on the random. Trying to see how this setup will work. Looks like it works pretty well. So that's good to know. Smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button and subscribe if you're new to the chat. If you're new to the channel, man, hit that subscribe button, man. We got a whole lot of content to bring. Damn, I should have done the UFC live stream like this. That shit would have been dope. But you know what? I'm out, guys. I got to bounce right now. Perhaps I'll bring it back later on tonight. But hey, shout out to everybody who showed up. Shout out to Rob Sportsman Lee or Rob 103. Shout out to American Patriot. Shout out to X-Ray Vision. Who else in the building? Who else in the building? Who else showed up? Anyways, I'm gonna bounce on this one. E-King Fight News. And I'm gone, man. Peace.